food plots are necessary in an area for, you know, depending on your ground, but in northeast Texas, they say, you know, a food plot for every 150 to 200 acres, something like that, depending on the majority of your deer. So that's kind of the way I do it. I do it based on 150 acres to 200 acres. And they also say for the amount of cover you have, I think the percentage is you want 1% put into food plots. So if I have 650 acres, 1%, 6 acres. My acreage and all this on the area that I have is roughly around 500 acres. I have 5 food plots at 2 acres apiece. So that's 10 acres on 500 acres. So I've got more than what's necessary. But a 2 acre food plot's what you want to plant if you have deer in an area, especially when your summer food plot's up. Like I've got my peas planted. You can see them starting to come up. They're roughly 2-3 inches tall right now. 2 acres is about the amount that you want, they say, and it seems to work for me, what I've done for the last 2 years. Deer really can't keep up with 2 acres of peas very well, the majority of deer that I have in here. Now, if I had more deer, I'd have to do a bigger acreage, but 2 acres they really can't keep up with, so they don't kill them before they come on out. You want your peas getting on out about, I think they say a month old, roughly, to where they have at least 3 or 4 leaves on them, and that means that they're going to just keep growing no matter what they do. So they're not going to pull them out, they're not going to kill them off, and they can't keep up with 2 acres. But one of the reasons you need the food plots here in northeast Texas, especially northeast Texas where we're at, Mount Pleasant, Titus County, you want food plots because there's lots of green growth. You can see in the woods everywhere around you. Around me, there's ryegrass growing. There's new growth of leaves. There's just plenty for them to eat out in the woods. Summertime hits though, they really need some nutrition to go to. There's not anything left. There's nothing out in the woods left for them to really browse on and to eat. They're getting really hungry. It's really hot and they're getting stressed. Now their bodies are made for it. You know, the deer here in northeast Texas are smaller deer. They're designed for the heat better. But for them to get those good antlers and for the doe to really put off a lot of milk, good nutritious milk for those babies, the reason you put in food plots is not necessarily to grow that young buck into 10 more inches this year, or that 5-year-old buck into 15 or 20 more inches. It's basically for the future of your growth of deer herd. You want those mamas putting off really good milk. They get lots of nutrition out of these proteins, especially protein type foods like the legumes and different things, and that's why I pick peas. They really like them. Is you really want those does to lactate, put off their milk better, and I think of it just like cattle. You want those babies getting good milk, good nutrition, and the quicker they get on their feet and the healthier they are, the quicker they get away from predators, and the quicker they get on to eating feed, eating protein, and the quicker they start doing all that, the healthier they are, and the more likely you are to grow your herd, and the strongest will survive, and that will be the ones that end up in 10 years putting off more growth of horns and having the better genetics. You keep the culls killed out, keep your weakest ones out, and your best ones going. Over time you will build your herd. So in this area, your summertime food plots to me are very, very important. Probably as important or more important. To me, it seems like it's more important than your winter food plots in northeast Texas because of the moderate climate. We get really hot, humid summers, and they stay really stressed with not a lot of food. But luckily here we have a lot of water. We have a lot of spring water. But during the winter time, they are stressed, but I don't think they get as stressed as they do in the summertime. If all I was worried about was killing a deer, the food plots wouldn't be as important. But if you're trying to grow a herd in your area, summer food plots are very important. That's it.